Hi guys, and welcome to my video on psychometry. We haven't done anything yet on object touching before. It's high time we did. What's so fantastic about this is you get to do it in the comfort of your own living room, home, bedroom, wherever you are with your laptop. And what's great about this then is your comfort level matters a lot. If I was to try to do something like psychometry for a large group, it can be done, and I've done it, but not at the success rate I can when you're comfortable. So you could be watching this video in your pajamas with the cookies and milk. You can be just stealing a moment out of the day. But whatever it is, you get to just have that moment to find peace. You're in your zen. You're with somebody that you're very comfortable to be with. And by the way, if I'm new to you at all, maybe look at, I've got, what, 80 YouTube videos out? Check out a few of them first. Associate yourself and get to know me a little bit so you know I'm a good guy. Then you'll feel very comfortable about the psychometry experiment I propose. You're going to love it. And when we have that rapport, then we go right ahead and you can watch the YouTube video. But if you feel it already, that symbiosis, that delightful energy we have between the two of us, then let us begin. So I made some notes. Anyway, psychometry is, it translates to the measurement of the mind. And I think it's a very appropriate description of what psychometry is, or this object reading. It's translating or deciphering the quality or the energy of an object, a symbol, a color. I practiced this way since I was a little kid. And again, as I said before, I find when you're in your familiar environment, when you're in a relaxed mood, when you're comfortable and you're with someone that you trust, the results can really be phenomenal. Now, what you've got to do here is get yourself in the mindset of receiving. Allow yourself to feel relaxed. Something wonderful is going to happen. You have psychic abilities as strong as anybody else does. It's just that with most people, they lie dormant. Now, having done this work, though, as long as I have, which is many decades, the energy is just, I'm always on it. I'm always in the vibrational field. Now, I'm not in it all the time, though. I try not to be. But when I turn that pilot light up, the vibrational field gets quite strong because this is what I do. So, don't, though, think you don't have these abilities. Don't be too hard on yourself. You might actually be quite surprised at the quality of intuitive abilities that you have. So, when I project energies out to you, what I would like you to do, though, is go directly with what your gut tells you. So, don't over-process it. Don't edit yourself. Don't start to think in terms of, you can't do this. Be open to receiving. So what I'll be doing now in this experiment is, I'll be the telepath. I'll be putting energy out to you. You'll be the psychometric, you'll be the clairvoyant. You'll receive the energy fields. That's how the equation can work quite well. Now, some of the vibes I'll be using are based on the experiments done at Duke University in the 1920s by J.B. Rhine, and the deck, a divination deck designed by Dr. Carl Zener, rather. So he used symbols, circles, squares, no, he didn't use a trine, which I found quite interesting. Pluses, wavy signs, and so forth. When I was a little boy and did a lot of experiments with my parents, learning how to access my own intuition, we used the Kreskin deck. Of course, Kreskin couldn't use the Zener symbology, the glyphs. So he designed a black heart, 4 dots, a check mark, an arrow, a trine, and so forth. But it doesn't matter almost. It gets to a point where it doesn't matter what the symbology is. As long as it's somewhat of a universal symbol, it can be projected. And then you can become aware of your own intuitive abilities, your own extrasensory perception. So, we're going to do 5 different experiments. We'll start with very intense energy fields, colors. Now, I'm only going to project 2 colors today, one at a time. Now, bear in mind with color, blind people can feel and sense color. As an artist, I know with eyes closed, I can touch pigment and feel its temperature, its consistency, whether it's slippery or whether it's sticky, whether it's hot or cool. So that's what we're going to start with first. Not the symbology that I just spoke of a minute ago. We'll get to that in a sec. Let's start with color. And again, be open to the process. You're going to be surprised. So I have come to understand over the years that I have this dermo-optical perception, or eyeless sight. You can see through your fingertips. As a result, then, you can feel the different energies that are emanating. I'm sure someday scientists will prove that there are light receptors in our skin. They've already proven it with our glands in our brain, pineal, pituitary glands picking up light and certain energy fields. Even with our eyes closed, our bodies know it's morning due to certain chemicals and/or light receptors. We even know what season it is because of these. There'll come a time when surely it'll be understood that the skin can pick up such things. So what I'm going to do then is, I'm going to project, and this will be the balancer where I'll put the image, the card, the color. We're going to project an energy out to you, and I'm going to use one of my fingers to use as the projection point. Now I'm using my ring finger, or my Apollo finger they call it. As a student of palmistry, believe me, it's just simply called the Apollo finger. I find it to be the most receptive finger, and after all, it is the honored finger that gets a band of promise on it. So it's very sacred, where there are other fingers, of course, are saying something else entirely. We won't show that on film, or they're doing something else, they're pointing to someone, or some are even, they say, shrinking and becoming less necessary. Anyway, we'll be using our Apollo finger, and what I'd like you guys to do too then is, when I count you in, take your Apollo finger. You decide whether you want to use your right or left hand. If you're right-handed, your right side is your aggressive side, your energetic side, and therefore your left hand is your receiving hand per se. But I kind of feel a little ambidextrous even when I paint. So I feel like I may be indeed using my left hand to send a signal out to you, the more yin side of the mind, or the creative side that goes out to you. What I'd like you guys to do then is take your Apollo finger and place it over the computer screen. Now, if you want to, if you've got the kind of screen that you're able to do this, you could touch the screen. If you'd rather not do that, do what a Reiki master would do. Just hover it over the screen to pick up an energy field. Again, the Apollo finger seems to work best. So let's conduct our experiment. Today's been really a wonderful day for this experiment, by the way. It's been very rumbly, the thunder's been loud, and it's been misty, and the sun's been peeking through the rain, the drizzle. The blue jays are loving it, the flowers are dripping, they're full of moisture, there's optical atmospheric effects of rainbows. It's the perfect day for this kind of experimentation. Anyway, let's get into it. So, I'm going to put the image right in front of this clear glass box right in front of me. So here's your job now. As I'm counting to 3, number 1, close your eyes and keep them closed. No, you're going to hear a blue jay in the background. He's singing yin. Number 2, keep your eyes closed. Be ready to receive. Your eyes are closed. They're heavy. You're receiving energy that I'm going to be putting out to you. You're preparing yourself to receive. Number 3, keep your eyes closed, gently closed. Don't cheat. You're not cheating anyone but you. There's going to be a color now that's about to appear. A color. Just keep your eyes closed. Your eyes are closed, but now on the screen is the color. Pick up the energy field of the color, the temperature of the color. Pick up the texture of the color. Pick up the energy field, the wavelength of this color with your eyes closed. Your eyes are closed and you have received an image that I have put out to you. Okay, you can open your eyes. Now the color I projected to you guys, if you weren't cheating, you don't know yet, you would like to have seen the color red. So what I projected out to you was a stickiness, texture, a heat, a wavelength, a beautiful, sparkling, intense red. Hope you got it. Many of you might be delightfully surprised that indeed you did. Now let's do just one other color. Okay, now that you're getting the hang of it, Let's do our next color, our only other color. Close your eyes, relax, allow yourself to be able to receive. You're open, you're receptive. Keep your eyes closed. Here comes our color. Okay, your eyes are closed, and I'm projecting a color to you with my Apollo finger. Put your Apollo finger nearer to the computer as well. Pick up this temperature, this quality of texture or lack of it. Pick up the wavelength of this color. Your eyes are closed and you feel the beauty of this color. Open your eyes. The color was blue. So it was cooling, which I was putting out to you guys. It was slippery, they call it. It doesn't have as much texture as the red did. It's a completely different kind of wavelength. I tried to put out that symbol of ice to you. I hope most of you guys got blue. Let's move on to symbols. Now we're only going to do 2 symbols today as well. We're going to waken up the dormant psychic energy fields. So I'm going to count you in. Close your eyes again. 1, your eyes are heavy. Number 2, your eyes are closed. Number 3, you are ready to receive a symbol now, a specific symbol that I will project to you. Now your eyes are closed. There is a glyph, a symbol, a very familiar symbol I'm putting out to you. I am your telepath. You are relaxed. You are receiving the energy that this particular symbol emanates. You see it. You can pick it up. It's available to you. You can open your eyes. I was kind of putting out the energy of points, a starfish, or a star in this case. So I would hope that you got something that had angles, points to it, sharper. Let's do our next symbol. Okay, our next symbol. Close your eyes, relax, allow yourself to receive. You can start to put your finger up, your Apollo finger, up to the screen to receive your next symbol. Your eyes are still closed. You can't help but pick up this symbol. I swirl it out through the telepathic energy fields from me to you. You pick it up. You can see this simple, eternal symbol in your mind. Open your eyes. And did you pick up a circle, a coin, a sun, a disc? That's what I was putting out to you, and congratulations if that's what you picked up. Now for the hardest one of all, I'm going to project an actual object out to you. Now maybe you've been pretty successful with the colors and the symbols, but now for the hardest one of all that a psychic would indeed be asked to do, and you may be one day, and you should learn how to do. Object reading. I'm going to put out an energy object, an actual object on film that's very dear to me. It's got a lot of my energy in it, a lot of it. I'm going to project it out to you, so close your eyes. Your eyes are getting heavy. You're not going to lift them. You're just going to receive the image that I send out to you, an object. Your eyes are closed. You're picking up the imagery, the energy, what this thing is made out of, and the vibrations it has in it, encoded in it. It's very personal to me. I've put a lot of years of energy into this piece, and I'm putting it out to you as you, if you wish, hover that Apollo finger nearer to the screen. You pick up the shape, the energy, and the vibration of this object. And the object was my skeleton key necklace that I have worn for a decade now. So it's got a ton of my energy in it, and all the people I've ever read and all the places I've spoken, this piece is always around my neck. So if you picked up a circle and a line and maybe just another downward piece, don't be too hard on yourself. You picked up something close enough to resemble the key, even if at first you weren't sure what it exactly was. It's the circle, again, the line, the vibes. Maybe even you just picked up the brassiness or the gold color. You're doing good. Now, don't be discouraged, let's say, if you didn't get this kind of imagery. I bet you most of you will and do, but some of you may not. This might just not be the vehicle for you to pick up your intuitive vibrational fields with. There's no reason, though, to be discouraged. You'll find the vehicle that ultimately works for you. I find that when people are discouraged, ultimately, it's because others are suspicious of their psychic ability. They can be hostile towards another. When others cause stress in your own belief system, it undermines your confidence. And ultimately, if your confidence undermined, then ultimately, then your potential's lost. It prompts sometimes very gifted psychics to ultimately guess, or worse, cheat, which really then ultimately you're rendered powerless. So as a psychic myself, am I privy to everybody's Facebook pages? Absolutely. Would I ever go on someone's Facebook page prior to a reading or something like that? Absolutely not, because I'm the one that's got to live with my conscience. I'm the one that's got to answer for that. So if something comes up on, let's say, my wall, I might answer it, let's say, once in a while. But the only person I'm cheating is ultimately myself. So don't be hard on yourself if this medium didn't work for you. Remember, you can develop your own gifts through other processes in the future. But all of that said, I didn't mean to counsel you too much. I just want to make sure that you just be honest with yourself. I guarantee most of you got this. But now that I'm in this uber zone, as you can see, it starts to well up my own energy field. Let's do a read. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm obviously now revved up. I get that way in a reading. Sometimes people say to me, if I'm the last read of the day, am I going to get your weakest energy field? Just the opposite happens. You have seen since this reading, video rather started, I was kind of low-key. The energy field is starting to move up. It's revving up. It always happens. So let's see what the Grand Trine read has to say today. You're getting a reading just as Mercury is about to go direct, hallelujah, and the moon is waxing to full. That's always the best time to experiment with your psychic ability. The Grand Trine today says this: the first vibe that wants to come through puts us in an energy field of, it seems we want to come up here. Ooh, okay, not easy, always easy. Those that sometimes you'd have to say to yourself, maybe I can't trust this individual too much. This is, again, not of the Arcanum. A stab in the back, a broken heart, a wilted rose, someone who's got black hearts in their eyes, or maybe he's jealous. So, when we were wondering before, let's say earlier in the read, or maybe you're wondering, what would I want to do? A telepathic, clairvoyant, or object observance, or optodermal sensory energy for? So that you could know what's around you. If you're walking around in the street, let's say in the city somewhere, or and all of a sudden you pick up a vibe that says there's an ill-dignified vibrational field, you would just want to move yourself into a safer place. So the Grand Trine energy today is just telling us that's one of the purposes here lately, is that we're not living in a perfect world, and it's important that you use your gift to be aware of that, so that you're safe and protected, and so are the ones that you love. Okay, that's good, that's honest. The second vibrational field says this. Wants to come from a little bit down below. All right, it's this vibrational field, but it's almost the polar opposite of what just came through. There's people that stab you in the back, and there are people that will love you. So that vibrational field also comes through. This is what would behoove you to develop your intuitive talents, so that you could, again, be there for the ones you love, and support the ones that really will give to the world, that will give back to you. I know that you don't, we should never be prompted to give just to get, but again, it's nice to know that it's not being wasted. It's going to somebody who's either family, elevated to family, someone that you love and trust. So that's coming through too. Interesting polarities we've got at the base of the pyramid today. The base suggests both the positive and the negative vibrational fields of the world via our intuitive ability. The apex of the pyramid today says this. It's a very powerful vibe. The energy fields represent standing up for your own truth, even in the face of immense resistance, learning from the past. And in the case of this reading, it may represent 2010, 11, what has brought us into the dragon year. I've noticed now everyone's becoming quite evolved. The sun has been absolutely going ballistic with its solar tsunamis. They're all hitting us. And that can sometimes, though, be a good thing, because it's opening up doors in our consciousness where we could say, we accept the consequences, though, of who we are. Here's who we are. Let's move from there. Let's be true to ourselves. Let us indeed learn from the past this is a beautiful thing. And that's what I wanted this video to be about you guys learning how to grow, opening yourself up to all of your abilities, and learning to just let your spirit soar. I hope that you enjoyed this video on psychometry, the measurement of the mind. And I'll be back to see you guys soon.